I have a question. Are you as old as mummy dust? Do you miss the days where Skyrim was fresh and didn't have 20 resells? Well, today I have a game that makes you young again and brings you back to 2012. Introducing Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. Before the game even starts, we get a warning about the third-person view and how the game isn't really meant for it. But I'm sure it'll be fine. So, we get to making our character. Like a fine marble statue, our subject slowly emerges from the rough. So we name our piece of art. May I present to you the tickler? Now, let's see where the tickler ends up, shall we? In prison. Yeah, that's fair. And we're immediately faced with a guard. He asks us a few questions, which is really just a mask for selecting our class. We pick a rogue, I think that makes sense. Then we pick the sneaky kind, the tickling kind. Yeah, I may be filthy, but keep this in mind, pal. Ooh. Oh, no, not the arrow.
What? He's a sprinkler. What the
I've always
fuck?
found it.
Oh, okay. Well, we meet the one who shot him, and he calls us Stinky.
There's just no excuse for the stench.
Buddy, let us out. We tickle the guard's pockets, and then we get a good hard look at ourselves. Now, if you saw this tickler in an alleyway, it would somehow be worse than before. But we got a good enough front view. Let's look at the back.
Holy shit, bro.
Well, we look the part enough. Now it's time to act the part. We start doing very roguelike things and start breaking into the cells around us. This game took its lockpicking directly from Skyrim, which I can respect. In the cells we're rummaging through, we find more information about the disease and the treatment. Just past, we see a doctor at a table. We go up behind him to sniff him and see if he's ready for a tickling. But that's when I realized, we don't really have a weapon. So, we shuffle off to find one. In a cell close to where we started, we find Elisa, who still seems to be alive. So we talk to her, and she's too far gone. Way too far gone.
They cured me. Thanks to them, I feel just fine now.
Okay, goodbye Lisa, and I hope you feel better soon.
Have a nice day, kind sir.
And how are you doing, Helg? How are you holding up?
Drip. 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 Do you hear it?
He's doing fine. And we circle back to the priest at the table, and this is when I realize that I just didn't have my weapon out, so I equip it and get to clubbing. We beat his ass and take his weapons. Nice. We found a dagger and an amputation knife. We equip those instead, and we sneak over to guard pinned to a wall with an arrow. I'll be taking your shit now.
Sorry, bud.
Just past him, we see a zombie down the hallway. It spots us immediately, but it's no problem, and we extract its organs anyways. We slide past some more zombies and break into the cell next to them. And after rummaging around and seeing what we could get our filthy, grubby little hands on, we try to sneak attack the zombie patrolling outside, and that fails horribly. I spend the rest of my time flailing around, and after tickling it with daggers, I put its brain in my pocket. And now that I have more brain power, yes, that's how it works, we decide to take a look around us and see what's in the cells. Ah, more organs for my jar collection. Perfect. We kill another zombie and find a robe on some red priests in the room. Don't mind if I do. A dead man's robes will look exquisite on me, if I do say so myself. And next door, we find a true tragedy. But at least I get a lab key out of it, so it really wasn't that bad, now was it? We take this key to the lab and open the door. And we loot what's inside. My biblical greed gets noticed eventually. And we have to tickle a priest like I'm sure he's tickled many others. Thanks for the loot, dumbass. Now I'm using your alchemy station. With finding this table and knowing I can make my own potions, we start looting all of the ingredients around us, even if they come from bodies. And after entering a little tunnel off to the side, we gather some more mushrooms and end up over at a room with some more priests. We stealth kill the first one, but our luck immediately runs out on the second one, and we do even worse on the third. But we manage. Past those three, we find another hallway with even more cells, so we get to rummaging. Damn, broke our first lockpick. Well, that's the second one. I don't really know why I chose Rogue, I'm not gonna lie. Finally, we make it to the end of the hall, and we find another escapee, one who insults me.
Another one of those red dogs?
And teleports out.
Oh, where'd he go?
I don't know what his problem is, but we move on, and we don't get very far before we see a Bagain laid out on the floor.
What the fuck is that?
We break in, and luckily, there was some loot to boot. Next, we meet Eigen. How you doing, bud?
Escape? Me? But this is exactly where I should be.
Not great. Moving on. And now we come to a storeroom. Here, my greed and grubby little hands vacuum up everything off the shelves and put them straight into my pocket. But enough greeting for 3 seconds. It's time for murder. We butcher a priest who's just eating his lunch, and a second one wants to throw hands. So we oblige. And just past it is a room with a man sitting at a desk. Does he look like the others though? Yeah, enough, I guess. So we move past him and loot everything off the shelf. And we move on. But something about this made me turn around. We go back and we talk to him.
There is no help left for me. 4th stage, if I'm not mistaken. We've identified 6, so I'm not far from my end. The victim's insides burn up, turning to mush.
And, well, since he wasn't completely mindless, we gave him one last mercy. And we go next door. In there, we see a man that's in quite the predicament. He asks us for mercy.
You're not one of them. Please, free me.
But he wants the off-button treatment. So, here's your present, I guess. But we do get a short bow out of it, and fiddling with this, we finally figure out how to equip spells and ranged weapons.
Oh.
And at the end of the hall is Caradoc. Finally, this must mean that we're almost out. So we confront him, and pick our next question very carefully.
Am I finally blessed with someone who understands the situation and doesn't ask stupid questions that can wait for a better moment?
Oh yeah, no problem, bro. I'll just shut up anytime. And we agree to meet up with him. Again. Just past which, I find a second cave. We score some lockpicks to replace the ones that we broke. And looking up from that, in the distance, we see a lumbering figure. We take a shot at it, and a tainted red priest reveals himself. We suck off his health bar, and once we drain it dry, I use my embalming tools on his chest cavity. After which, we activate a bridge and move past. Well, that wasn't smart. Fine, I'll go this way. Another taint blocks the road, but we deal with him, no problem. What was that, my guardian goof shit angel? I should give third person another try? Well, okay, but only because you asked me to. After training my bobbing and weaving, I enter the portal at the other end of the road. And as I pop out on the other side, I see a glowing sphere. I approach it, and here, our conversation was truly historical.
I do not know.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could answer.
Uh-huh.
And you? Why are you here?
Okay, so I learned nothing, and I go back to doing what I was actually meant to do.
gotta take a look. Might find some mushrooms on the ground.
Okay, so actually trying to make it to the other side this time. Whoops. There's yet another portal. We traverse through, and on the other side, we see a frightening sight. Charred bodies on pikes. A gruesome sight, leaving only one question.
Okay, but does this hurt the pike?
The locals didn't seem to appreciate my true journalism. I convinced them, though, at the end of the day, that they're wrong and stupid. And for my efforts, I level up. Oh, only while at a campfire. Oh, hey! That's a campfire. Drink some damn water. I come to the area that I saw in the cutscene. The only thing to do now is bind our soul to this stone. And you know what? Sure, why not? And let me just take a minute to say, I love this dialogue scene right here. My king!
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, big dog, but I'm good. And then... Since King Arthur was spiritually sublimated, I treat him like the blood from the taint, and I absorb him. Truly, I am a sponge for other people's parts. Well, since we absorbed him, why not take his sword too? But to no avail. However, I do find a protection ring which gives me +1 to armor, which is real nice. And we circle back to the bridge that dumped me on my ass. Now, thanks to Arthur's soul, I can cross it no problem. We do that and head to the next room, only to immediately get stopped by a tiny man. But I quickly realize that they're not a threat, and I move to the other side of them where there are some dragon stones to read. They tell me something, cryptic. Maybe something like, oh, hey, in the next room there's a boss. Ooh. And as I was completely expecting that, we hide over in the corner of a room and cast Fireball. Maybe I need some wizard Viagra. So we throw that option out the window. Then, I outsource the work to Arthur and I slow down time. We move in close and deal some big damage with our daggers. We manage to kill it. But it didn't seem to drop any loot. That's fine. So I leave, finally, outside with fresh air and daylight. We appreciate it for a few seconds before going directly back into a cave. And it leads us to somebody's camp, with some loot. I will be taking that from you. Then outside, down the shore, we meet up with Caradoc.
Really? Then can you explain how you were suddenly cured of an illness that nobody knows how to cure? My goal is to destroy King Arthur. To get rid of him. Once and for all.
Oh, Arthur who? No, I haven't seen any Arthurs. Why? Who's asking? Why do you want to know? That's kind of a specific question. Why is it so important to you? Just asking for a friend. What's your plan?
The plan is to steal Excalibur. Or at least, what's hiding within that damned blade. A piece of our king is bound to it. And so it needs to be destroyed.
Oh, yeah, no, brother, I'll keep an eye out. Definitely, for Arthur, yeah, bad guy. Definitely.
Ah, and here. Have some cobweb.
Oh, you're giving me cobweb. Thanks. So I leave him. I doubt I raised any suspicions. We set up a campfire for the first time, and we spend our level up. Very, very calmly, we spend our level up.
Max stamina and strength, dude? Oh, what? That doesn't make sense. Dude, okay. So how is endurance max health, but not max stamina? And how is strength stamina? But if they're going to... endurance should be regen health and stamina, right? Like, encumbrance limit should be strength. What? What? I guess strength is gonna be better. I kinda have to, man. Like, what the fuck? Strength rogue it is.
And we perk into one-handed for more tickling prowess. And after that, I rest. But that's it. That's the end of the demo. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. It's only in demo now. The game is supposed to come out later this year. But if you want to find it, it's on Steam. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And like always, I'll see you next time. Peace.